Coming up, I'm going to be talking about Doctor Who, Daredevil, and also Wonderman. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup. Let's start off with talking about Doctor Who. So we've just had the first season air on Disney Plus around the world and on the BBC here in the UK. And this coming Christmas, we're going to be getting a brand new special called Joy to the World. It's going to see Ncuti Gatwa return as Doctor Who, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, recently, during an appearance on Island AM, Stephen Moffat, who is the writer of the upcoming Christmas special, kind of gave us a little bit of a hint, but without trying to give us too much away. He teased that Nicola is wonderful in it. She'll break your heart. I'm not allowed to say anything about it, but at least I think I'm not allowed to say anything about it, so I better just shut up. So this is in reference to Nicola Coughlan, who you might know from Bridgerton. She's also been in Barbie, and my personal favourite comedy series for a long time, Derry Girls. She's going to be appearing in this upcoming special. I think she's probably going to be more likely going to be a one-off companion. They tend to do this around the Christmas specials. One year they even had Kylie Minogue do it. But yeah, I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. I think she's a fantastic actress, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun when it comes in. Now, obviously, with this being a Christmas special, the BBC don't tend to announce stuff and release trailers and stuff as early as like Disney would do. So I wouldn't expect to be hearing anything really about this special until maybe the end of November, even into the beginning of December when they start doing all their Christmas previews and stuff. This new special will be dropping onto Disney Plus and on BBC on Christmas Day, and it's usually a big thing for here in the UK, where everyone sits around and watches the Doctor Who special. I always do with my family. I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's always a great way of bringing in extra viewers and stuff. So really looking forward to it, and I think Nicola's definitely going to bring in a massive audience as well. But let me know, you're looking forward to this one? Let me know in the comments below. Shifting gears now, let's continue with some more Marvel news. We had a lot yesterday and got even more today. So let's start off with talking about Daredevil Born Again. This one's going to be returning to Disney Plus. It's kind of like a revival of the Netflix series. It'll be hitting Disney Plus in March of 2025. Now, originally when they announced it back at the San Diego Comic-Con in 2022, they said it was going to have 18 episodes. It was going to be much longer than your typical show, which has only tended to have like 6 or 9. So much longer. However, this entire series has had a massive problem because they basically, in the writer's strike last year, they decided to change out the creatives, ended up deciding to make it more of connected with the original Netflix series. I think originally they were kind of going with this idea that it was like multiverse, and they were the same, but they weren't the same. And I think it was just too confusing. And now they're kind of simplifying things and just saying, no, this is the same Daredevil, the same Kingpin, etc. And we've been seeing them popping up in other shows and stuff. But according to industry insider Daniel Rickman, it's actually going to be going into production on the second season that's coming forward right through till mid 2025. So no word on when the second season might drop. I'm going to guess more than likely going to be into 2026, maybe even 2027, depending on how much special effects and stuff they've got to do, which I think the sort of Marvel is now kind of leaning in on trying to make shows but have more seasons in them, but so rather than just doing one-offs, and also much more grounded. And I think, you know, with Daredevil, it definitely fits that. It's cheaper to make. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this one. But yeah, so second season going into production later this year. And they're going to have to be really careful because a lot of images came out while they were filming all the reshoots and stuff. They've got to be careful because otherwise they're going to be giving us spoilers because we won't have even seen the first season yet. So they're going to have to get onto it. But I think ultimately, you know, second season, this kind of just gives us what we originally were promised. But hopefully we see a little bit more of that depending on how popular it is. But I'm hoping that it is, especially if they get that tone right. But let us know. You're looking forward to seeing more Daredevil? Love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Keeping on the Marvel theme, let's now talk about Wonderman. So this is a brand new series that's coming soon to Disney Plus. Now, Marvel have been very, very kind of cryptic about this series. They've not really been talking about it. Kevin Feige just recently said, you know, it's going to be a bit different, but we've got like no we don't even have a logo for it. It's not even been officially announced on anything other than the podcast. But we know it's filmed. They're doing the post-production on it right now. The series tells the story of a Hollywood actor called Simon Williams who's thrust into the world of superheroes as he gains powers of his own and becomes a new superhero called Wonderman. It stars Abdi Matul II as Simon Williams, who is a stuntman with superpowers. It also sees the return of Ben Kingsley as Trevor Slattery, who has previously appeared in Iron Man 3 and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's also going to star Ed Harris and Josh Gad, but it's also been revealed recently that Demetrius Grosse is going to be playing Wonderman's brother Eric Williams, aka the Grim Reaper, and he recently spoke with comicbook.com and teased his involvement in the upcoming series. He went on to say, yes, and I think people are going to be really intrigued by the dynamic between Simon Williams and Eric Williams, as much as they're really excited about the dynamic between the Grim Reaper and Wonderman. This series is going to be very, very, very different kind of show, but pleasantly so. Now, I also believe with Wonderman, it's going to be part of this Marvel spotlight, similar to what we saw with Echo, where it's kind of connected to the MCU, but if you skipped it, it wouldn't matter, and it's kind of be its own separate story. Yeah, no word on when this one's going to be coming out. I'm hoping we find out some more about this either at San Diego Comic-Con later this month or at D23 fan event next month. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get the fact that they're now starting to talk a little bit more openly about it. They're going to have something to show us, I hope. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what they do with this. I'll be honest, Wonderman, I know next to nothing about this guy. I think I've played him in the Lego video game, and that was about it. I've never read any of his comic books, so I'm coming into this completely blank. So I've got no idea about this character at all. But let me know, are you excited about a Wonderman series? Love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. In our question of the day, which comes from Moody, who says, what announcements are you excited or hopeful at the D23 this year? I think this one's a cool one, and I thought I'd just get into it because it's a little bit lighter on news because July the 4th. And so let's break this one down. First off with Star Wars, hopefully we get a new trailer or teaser and maybe a date for Skeleton Crew. I think that would be a good thing for them to kind of get out there and show that one off. I don't know when that one's going to be dropping, maybe like November, December time. I don't think we'll see anything from Andor, but maybe they might do something from Andor, just to kind of show it, because that's going to be arriving next year. That's probably it on the Star Wars front. I don't think we're going to be finding out much more about any of the films or anything that they're doing, because they're just not ready. And I think they should just focus on maybe just concentrating on the things they have got done rather than these movies which they just can never seem to get going. Maybe tease a little bit of Ahsoka, but I think they'll just focus on the two things that they've got filmed and wrapped and ready to go. And I think that's going to be a theme for D23 and San Diego Comic-Con. I think they're going to be showing us more stuff, and because they've got a lot of stuff already like in the can ready for the next couple of years, because they kind of stopped filming. They sort of built up such a big backlog that they're allowing themselves time to get things sorted with scripts and stuff. So I think that's it from Star Wars. With Marvel, it's going to be a little bit tricky, I think, of what flips between San Diego and also D23. I'm expecting to see, probably at San Diego Comic-Con, something about Agatha, then at the D23 maybe Wonderman, also Ironheart, and give us maybe an update of of when these things are going to be coming out, maybe a bit more of a schedule. They might announce, I think maybe Vision Quest might get officially announced at that point, and kind of give us an outline of what's coming up over the next 2 years, because that's all we're really looking forward to. But also, because they're only putting out one or two like Marvel and Star Wars stuff a year now, we're going to see a drastic cutback. They might also push some of the animated stuff like Spider-Man cartoon, Eyes of a Condor, etc. But they've kind of got a lot of this stuff in the can. I'm not expecting a lot of major new announcements at that showcase, because they're only doing it for one night. Therefore, 2-3 hours, you know, that's not a lot per studio. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see a little bit from Win or Lose and we get a date for that one. I'd love them to maybe kind of confirm Lilo and Stitch and when that's coming to Disney Plus, or if they're putting it out in cinemas. But yeah, I think that's kind of, I just like to see a little bit more from the Disney side on Disney Plus, because it's really lacking at the minute. I don't know, because like they say, it depends if they're going to be doing a Disney showcase for like Disney branded television, but I don't know, it's kind of weird how it's doing it. We're kind of in this zone where there's a lot less happening. Maybe as well they'll show off a little bit of Avatar 3, because that's probably a little bit further along as well. Some of the other stuff they've maybe got already kind of in production, but I'm being a little bit kind of like pulling back on the idea of them announcing too much stuff in the future, because they've just literally just got so much stuff backed up that's going to take them 2-3 years to get it all out, and they kind of got burned by announcing way too much stuff in the past. And as I said, no point announcing a series that's not maybe even going into production for a couple of years. You might as well wait. I mean, it could be a surprise things. Maybe they'll announce I don't know, Young Avengers a series or something along those lines, but I don't know, it's just very, very tricky. But other than that, I'd love to know, what do you guys think is going to be announced at the D23 Expo? I'm hoping as well there's going to be a lot of news on the theme park side of things, some major developments at Disneyland, also at Disneyland Paris, maybe get a first look at some of the cruise ships, because that's, to be honest, that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm much more interested in on the cruise ship that they want to bring into Singapore. I want to give that one a go in the next couple of years, do something. I like kind of, you know, traveling around the world, and if I can do it on a Disney ship, even better. But also I think there's going to be some massive announcements for Walt Disney World. But anyway, guys, check out yesterday's video, as I said, about all of the big Marvel news. I'll be doing a Q&A on Sunday as per normal, and I'll be back on Monday with the latest Disney Plus news. But on that note, guys, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. See you guys soon. Later.